All right, it is Friday, July 22nd. Let's wrap up Nintendo's News Week. Alright, so in all truthfulness, this was a pretty uneventful week for Nintendo news, but there is a lot of interesting stuff to talk about still. Starting off, of course, I like to remind you guys the videos I made over the past week. Only one this week, but it was a good one. I posted my Bayonetta 1 and 2 review, so if you want my full thoughts on Bayonetta 1 and 2, go check out that. Been a slower week for me. Didn't get too much done in terms of video editing, but you can go check out that. I posted that, I believe, on Tuesday, so go check out that video. I would super much appreciate it. Now, getting into our Nintendo Switch Online updates. That's how we like to start each week of the Nintendo Wrap. We have, well, first of all, actually, there was something that happened right after I recorded last week's episode. They tweeted out the reminder that Pokemon Puzzle League was available, which came out last Thursday, and then, like, 30 minutes after that, they tweeted out and confirmed that more Nintendo 64 games are on the way. Their wordage was like, stay tuned or something like that. So, we kind of knew, but we didn't have direct confirmation. Now we know for sure. But I think this means it's not going to be monthly anymore. I think it's safe to expect that there will not be new N64 games every single month like there has been, which is disappointing. But if we go into September and we get GBA added or GB or even just Game Boy, I think it'll kind of alleviate that a little bit. We are getting to that September season where we normally see a big update for NSO, so I'm excited to see what that is. But yes, I did miss that last week because I was literally 30 minutes. I recorded a little bit too early there. Alright people, so as soon as I finish this episode of the Nintendo Wrap, Nintendo, of course, once again, announced some more games for Nintendo Switch Online members, 2 for Super NES and 1 for NES, and these are actually some pretty cool titles that they're adding this time around. So, first up for Super NES, we have Kirby's Avalanche, which is a very much a Puyo game. This was only ever released in the West, so that's super cool to see that come over. And then, of course, we have Fighter's History here. I never heard of this one, but fighting game. You either like it or you don't. And then with NES, they had a super interesting game I never heard of before, and a game that was never released in the West. It was exclusive to Japan until now. It looks like you're just playing the Japanese version, but either way, it's cool that they're putting it on the Nintendo Switch Online service for American and European audiences. We have Diva Story 6 Imperial of Nursartia. So 3 new games available for NSO members right now. I have to say, quick impression, it feels like they're releasing a lot of these recently. Like, I know it's not what people want with, like, Super Mario RPG or even, like, Earthbound Beginnings, but it feels like the quantity, like, with these and then N64 games, it just feels like there's a decent amount coming. I know people expect more because they're just ROMs, but I don't know, it's something I check in on every few months. It feels like there's always a decent amount of new stuff to check out. So, yeah, I just wanted to include that before you guys yell at me for not including it since it was before this episode came out. Back to the video. And then they also released Kirby and the Forgotten Land icons for Nintendo Switch Online members if you've been collecting those. This will last through all of August, basically, from the rest of July to I guess like August 20-something. So Kirby Forgotten Land icons are now available. Go check those out if you're interested. And then, as we like to do here, we have our new game reminder. So every time there's a big first-party Nintendo game release, I like to give you guys a reminder, kind of talk about the game itself and just the reviews and everything. So this time we had Live Alive is finally out. So this game was just announced a few months ago. Here it is already, another HD 2D project from Square Enix that Nintendo is, of course, publishing. This game has an 82 on Metacritic, which I was looking, that's pretty much par for the course for every single HD 2D game so far. They all have been in the 82 to 84 range. So cool to see another success from Square Enix. I'm excited to see how this game does in terms of sales and fan reception. I recorded these on Thursday, of course, so I'm getting my copy tomorrow. I'm excited to check it out. There was that demo that released. I played that. I was enjoying it. So, yeah, cool to see Live Alive finally come out, man. And then, of course, next week we have a even bigger game, although some people already have it, which we'll get into later in the video. So, with that said, let's get into the news proper. Our biggest news story, I guess, begrudgingly, is Mario Strikers Wave 1 DLC has been confirmed, as well as kind of a roadmap for the rest of the DLC. So this already came out. It was announced on Tuesday and dropped on Thursday, so when I'm recording this, July 21st. So you can already go play them if you're watching this right now. You can go download the update and check out these new characters. Daisy and Shy Guy were added. Of course, Daisy, I guess both of these, they were in the cartridge. These characters were done. You know, they just waited, as Nintendo likes to do with these Mario sports games. It's so weird to me that they do it with the sports games. These seem like the worst games to do these free updates drip feed with, but they do it with these regardless. Daisy and Shy Guy are available now, and then they did confirm that there will be 2 more free updates in 2022 with Wave 2 and Wave 3. We have no details on what those are going to contain, but I would assume at least one new character per wave. This new DLC with Daisy and Shy Guy did also include a new stadium as well as a new gear set, the kind of like samurai looking gear set. So, yeah, let me know. Are you guys still playing Mario Strikers Battle League? I did not play it at all. I will not lie. I got it, played like 30 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, not for me. I like Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Golf Super Rush. This one just it is the lowest reviewed Mario Strikers. That is very interesting to me because that means that something went wrong here, other than just the fact that there's no content. So yeah, let me know. Are you guys excited to play as Daisy? This should have been there at launch. I don't know. What's the next DLC gonna be? Koopa? Like, you know, this stuff should be in there on day one, so it's just kind of disappointing to see them hyping this up like a big deal. And yeah, still no Mario Kart DLC, but here's Mario Strikers updates, guys. But moving into a much more interesting news story, or rumor story, I guess. A Swedish retailer listed a release date for Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, and I have some European friends. They're always telling me these retailer dates, and usually it seems to me that they're pretty accurate. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. This could mean nothing. It could just be a retailer doing something. However, the release date is a Friday, which certainly, you know, Nintendo releases games on Friday. It's not like the end of a quarter like they normally do with placeholder dates. So I'll be curious to see. The release date for this one from the Swedish retailer is February 24th, 2023. That is way further off than I think any of us expected. I was expecting this game to come out in August or maybe even December or even September, you know, any time now. It could just drop, but no, it seems like if this retailer leak is true, we will not be seeing Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp for 6 more months. That's over a year since it was originally supposed to come out. That's pretty crazy. And then also worth noting, February 24th is the exact 1-year anniversary that the war started in Ukraine, which is the entire reason the game got delayed in the first place. So if Nintendo does that, that'd be weird because they delayed it over that to begin with. So if they release it on the 1-year anniversary of that, I don't know what to say. Maybe that's why the retailer put it as that date. I don't know, because that's not when the game got delayed, because it was supposed to come out in April. So I have no idea, to be honest with you. I hope this game comes out sooner than that. If not, we're going to have to wait until February, which is really unfortunate, because I think that then means Fire Emblem has to be pushed out. It's a lot to deal with. I think Nintendo should just release it at this point. You know, no one. It's no harm, no foul. Just release. I don't really care that much about the game, to be honest. There's a lot. I'm already going to be playing Mario and Rabbids later this year, so like I don't know if I need another tactics game, but like just release it. It's done. The game's been done probably since December. Just put it out, Nintendo. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. All right, something I should have done last month, but I just kind of forgot to, is June MPDs. I like to cover MPD numbers. I love sales numbers. I love talking about this stuff with you guys. MPDs, if you don't know, this is the MPD group that counts data for video game sales in the U.S., just U.S., but of course, for my viewers, that is the most important market because that's where I am. So we're not going to go over every single statistic. Of course, Matt Piscatello on Twitter is the one that puts these through there. He works for the MPD group. We're not going to go over everything, but for June 2022, the top 10 games were as follows. Elden Ring, number 1. Lego Star Wars, number 2, which we will see in the Nintendo list as well. And then Mario Strikers, number 3, so that's interesting. I almost thought The Quarry would be above that, but that game is way lower than I expected. MLB The Show, 22. Overwatch, which last month was at 57, so that game got a huge boost because of Overwatch 2. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Nintendo Switch Sports, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and then at number 9, Final Fantasy VII Remake, as well as Minecraft at number 10. Then you go down, you have Demon Slayer, Hinokami Chronicles at 14, Monster Hunter Rise at 13, Smash at 15, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes at 16, Sonic Origins at 17, which is crazy because that's a digital-only game, Pokemon Legends Arceus at 18, and then, yeah, like I said, The Quarry at number 19. I would have expected The Quarry to do better than Mario Strikers just based on what I've seen. People really seem to like that game. Also worth noting, all Nintendo sales numbers don't include digital, whereas everything else does include digital. So it's safe to say all these games would be quite a bit higher. Mario Strikers probably would have been number 2, and then maybe Fire Emblem could have been not 16th. I don't know historically where Fire Emblem games rank, and then of course that is a spinoff of a mainline Fire Emblem game, so it is hard to say if that's a good performance for Fire Emblem. I'm curious to see the actual sales numbers for that game. But then moving in, we have the top 10 just for Nintendo. So starting at number 1, the best-selling game in June for the Nintendo Switch platform was Mario Strikers Battle League, of course. Then Mario Kart 8 at number 2, Nintendo Switch Sports at number 3, Juggernaut. I cannot wait to see the sales numbers for that. Kirby and the Forgotten Land at number 4, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at number 5, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes at number 6, which is, I think, actually not great when you have your first-party Nintendo game launching and it's number 6 just on the Switch. We'll see, though, of course. Pokemon Legends Arceus at number 7, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga number 8, Animal Crossing New Horizons at number 9, and Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles at number 10. I know Demon Slayer did super well on the Switch in Japan, and I think number 10 in the US is pretty damn good. It knocked off Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl there, and as well as some other stuff. So, yeah, Demon Slayer seems to be doing pretty well. It's just nice to see 2 third-party games. Sometimes there's months where there's just no third-party games represented in the Nintendo NPD numbers, so great to see that. And then last thing I wanted to cover from the NPDs this month is the 12-month period ending, so from July to June, or I guess it'd be June to June, from 2021 to 2022, the 12-month period. So number 1 is Elden Ring, making it the year's best-selling game, then Call of Duty Vanguard, Madden NFL 22, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, with no digital sales at number 4. That is crazy. I cannot believe how well those remakes did. I guess I should have expected it because it's Pokemon. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga at number 5, Battlefield 2042 at number 6, FIFA 22 at number 7, Far Cry 6 at number 8, Pokemon Legends Arceus at number 9, and Horizon Forbidden West at number 10. So the only 2 Nintendo games in the top 10 for the past 12 months in the US are Pokemon games. I would have expected maybe Mario Kart to be in there, or even Smash, but no, it's just Pokemon, baby. Pokemon sweeping right now. Scarlet and Violet is going to do so well, and we have another Pokemon news story to get into, so Pokemon's killing it. Let's move on to the next story. So a few months back, Nintendo announced that the Wii U and 3DS eShops, you would no longer be able to purchase games on them starting in March of 2023. Now, we have a concrete date for that, as well as a little other tidbit that's kind of weird pertaining for European audiences. So we now know the date is March 27th, 2023. You'll still be able to go in there and download updates and download a deal or re-download stuff you've already purchased, but you will no longer be able to purchase new items with that. However, weirdly, Nintendo of Europe has announced that Fire Emblem Fates will be yanked from the 3DS eShop starting on February 28th, 2023. So that's a month before. No idea why. And then they do say that you'll still be able to get the DLC for that game, as well as including Revelations and then all the standalone DLC. You'll still be able to get all that stuff, just not the actual game. Only in Europe, though. Really weird. I don't know why they're doing that. Of course, I mean, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that Fire Emblem Fates is going to be a pretty expensive game to collect for if you want that special edition. It's above me somewhere. So weird that they're targeting that game specifically, since it's not going to include the DLC. But yeah, if you want to get Fire Emblem Fates digitally with the DLC, Revelations, and then all that DLC that they did for that game, make sure you do it sooner than later, because the clock is ticking. We have less than 8 months now with the Nintendo's 3DS and Wii U eShop. So get what you want to get, folks, because it's almost over. It's dying. It's very sad. All right, I briefly hinted at this, but there is a new Pokemon collaboration that I wanted to talk about, just because, my girlfriend collects these, and I think it's it's obligatory, I can't speak words. Pokemon is partnering with Squishmallows to release Pokemon Squishmallows. Now, if you don't know what Squishmallows are, they're these cute little puffy, soft, super squishy things called Squishmallows. They're very cute. This is a clip. There's a pretty big collector market around these, but they are doing Pokemon Squishmallows. So far at San Diego Comic-Con, they have revealed a Pikachu as well as a Gengar Squishmallow. They actually look pretty high quality, all things considered. And then also in the leaks that we saw that there would be a Togepi as well as a Snorlax, and those are going to be the first 4 they release. Makes sense. They're round boys. Togepi especially. I wouldn't be surprised to see these do extremely well, and then we'll get, the Gen 1 starters, we'll get Eevee, we'll get, all the round boys, and yeah, it's cool to see Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon, this isn't new. They always do big collabs like this. Normally, I'm not going to cover every piece of Pokemon news, because that's like a whole different can of worms, but I thought this was a big enough deal to mention it. Plus, I think my girlfriend would kill me if I didn't mention Squishmallows where I can. So, yeah, Pokemon Squishmallows coming later this year. Cool to see. All right, now this is going to maybe add a little bit of optimistic light to your day. So Camelot has updated their website. Of course, Camelot, the developers of the Mario sports games, not strikers, but golf and tennis, as well as Golden Sun. They updated their website with HD renders of Isaac and the Jin from those games. It's old renders, but they are in HD, and that's just really weird. These were not on the website before, and, you could just say, this could be nothing, right? It could just be, okay, they're looking back at their history, they want to, they're recruiting, which I think is also a big deal, because they have not recruited in a long time. They're recruiting, they just want to, let people know their past, they're using Golden Sun art, but you look at the games that they've released on the Switch, they could release a Golden Sun, that Nintendo might let them do that. Nintendo's been really keen on RPGs this generation, Now, the only caveat is maybe after Golf Super Rush, now that that's done, they could be working on a Sports Superstar style game. They could even be doing a Mario baseball game, although Bandai Namco developed those games. It's hard to say. I would not be surprised, though. I love Golden Sun. I have a very special place in my heart for that game. I've only played the first one, but when I did play it back, like 10 years ago, I freaking loved it. I still need to get around to the sequels. So to see anything Golden Sun related from Camelot would be awesome. It is a little tricky to say if they still have it in them, because it's been so long since Dark Dawn came out on the DS. Been, 10 years now? Or 13 years? So it's been a long time. But yeah, interesting to see Camelot updating their website to include these HD renders of Isaac and Co. Hopefully we get something, because I mean, this is one of those series that, like F-Zero and Advance Wars before that was announced, and Wave Race and all those, this is one of those series that people have been yearning for to come back for, over a decade now. So I would love to see Nintendo finally give Golden Sun some love. Alright, so we've had some staff changes at PlatinumGames that I thought would maybe be kind of interesting, because a Nintendo veteran is now their vice president, and they have said they are entering a new era as a company. So, rating from Go Nintendo here, of course. PlatinumGames has been close with Nintendo for many years, developing Nintendo Switch exclusives such as Astral Chain and Bayonetta 3. It seems that their relationship is about to grow even closer, at least by association, as PlatinumGames has announced that they'll be appointing Takayo Yamane as their new vice president and chief business officer. According to a tweet from the company, this hiring will create a new era for PlatinumGames, significantly changing its future outlook. More details will be shared later this week, which, I haven't seen anything else about that yet, so I don't know where that's coming from, but yeah. And then, while you might not have heard the name, Takayo Yamane is one of the former higher-ups of multiple Nintendo divisions. In the past, he's held the positions of General Licensing Manager for Nintendo in Kyoto, the Managing Director of Sales and Planning and Strategy for Nintendo of Europe, and at once he was the Vice President of Nintendo of France. So, this guy's been around. Cool to see him going to PlatinumGames. It makes me wonder if this could even lead to more partnerships with Nintendo in the future. They say they're entering a new era that's going to significantly change their future outlook. I don't know about you guys. I'm not sure what the general consensus is with Platinum. I know a lot of people want their games on the other platforms because, they want them to run as well as they can. But in my viewpoint, guys, Nintendo is the best match and the best thing to ever happen to PlatinumGames. Without Nintendo, I don't know if they would even be alive right now. They have allowed them the creative freedom to do what they want and just take their time. Bayonetta 3 has taken 5 years. Sega wouldn't have allowed that to happen. Square Enix barely, I can't believe they even let them, poop out Babylon's Fall. So I would not be surprised if we see a greater focus or a greater partnership between Nintendo and Platinum moving forward. I think they're a great fit. I know people don't like the fact that the hardware is limited. I get it. But I think they should stay on Nintendo's good graces, and I think having Takayo Yamane come on board there as the vice president of PlatinumGames is a good sign for that relationship. And yeah, I'm excited to see Astral Chain too, because that is going to happen. Mark my words. I give it 2 years max. 3 years. It's gonna happen, guys. Trust me on that one. All right, so this is just a warning for all those Xenoblade fans looking to play the game next Friday. There are retail copies in the wild. I know because I have one. This game leaked like 2 weeks early, man. I don't know how it happened. I was on eBay one day and I was just looking at Switch games, and then I saw it pop up for $45 and I bought it, and I have a copy now. Well, I should have a copy. It's coming today, actually. So I will be playing that all week. I will not, of course, be spoiling you guys on anything, but yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, retailers have been breaking that street day like crazy. You can probably find copies on eBay and Mercari if you really want to pay the exorbitant prices. I got it for cheaper than MSRP, so I was like, okay, why not? But yeah, be wary of spoilers. Of course, that goes for any game around release, but this is a huge franchise with very major plot points that are going to happen, so yeah, be careful. Be careful of, what's that one YouTuber that puts stuff in the thumbnails? Yeah, be careful of him. Yeah, because this is a game that you not want to be spoiled on, probably, having not played it yet. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Hopefully after I record this, my mail is going to come and I can go play that, because I am going to no-life that game. I'm very excited. Just a quick one for you. On Nintendo's server side, Nintendo CDN, you can now see the icon for Splatoon 3. So someone got it from the server. There it is. It looks like a Splatoon 3 icon. If you notice, it makes sense now. Splatoon 1, there was one little inkling squid on the icon. Splatoon 2, there was 2 squid kids, and now there is 3 squid kids. They gave the one hipster pixel glasses, so cool to see the icon ready, making me excited for that Splatoon Direct that we will be inevitably getting within a month or so. And yeah, I'm as much as I'm excited for Xenoblade 3, of course, that's my most anticipated game of the year. I'm excited to get to the point where Splatoon 3 is like the hype thing. Because for me, it has not been the hype thing, so I'm ready for that release to be imminent so I can just really get excited for Splatoon again. And yeah, this icon is certainly keeping me on my toes here. It's soon, guys. All right, and as we wrap up here, just some release dates and other random little news stories. So first off, Mortal Kombat, the movie, is actually getting a sequel. Of course, this movie was a pretty big hit back in 2021 because of the circumstances, I think. There was no other movies in theaters, and HBO Max was kind of this new thing in terms of having a day-and-date movie release on it. So, yeah, we're getting a sequel to Mortal Kombat at an undisclosed date, so stay tuned for that. I still need to see that movie. I've heard it's good, but I don't really know if I believe that. And then some new games and just release dates. Oddworld Soulstorm, this was kind of leaked before with some retail listings. This is coming at some point in the future. We don't know the exact release date, but Mike Words is publishing with a physical version. There is also a big special edition with is that, I don't know the character's name. There's a statue of him. It's not Abe, is it? I don't know. There's Abe's Odyssey. That's a game, but I don't think it's the same character, is it? I have no idea. I've never played an Oddworld game, but cool to see this coming over. We, I think, have every other Oddworld game on the Switch at this point, so it's a good fit. Wish it had happened at launch, but of course, I think Sony had exclusivity at release, so I guess it kind of makes sense. And it also just coming to Xbox as well. And then just some release dates, like I mentioned. So Star Wars Hunters, this game was announced, I think, in a 2021 or maybe even 2020 Nintendo Direct. This game got delayed again, so it's already out on mobile, I believe. It's a free-to-play game. It was supposed to release in 2021 from Zynga, but now it is coming out in 2023 on the Switch. I didn't really know what this game was. I looked up some of the mobile gameplay, and I'm sure it'll look exactly the same on Switch. This game looks awful. I don't know why this game exists. It could be fun in the novelty of like any online multiplayer game being fun, I guess, but there's so much other Star Wars games to play. I don't see who this is really for. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be, I'm sure it'll be fine on mobile, but on Switch, I don't really see it. Then we have a release date for Dragon Ball The Breakers, of course, that Dead by Daylight-like clone with Dragon Ball, where you play as a civilian hiding from villains. This comes out on October 14th, a little bit sooner than I was expecting. I thought they haven't really been showing that much, I don't think, but we do have the release date now, October 14th, and a special edition, which comes with this cute little shell figure for $80, which seemed pretty cheap, honestly, although I don't really know the size of that, so maybe it's tiny. I'm excited for this. I love Dragon Ball games, especially, there's a Steelbook as well, so this is cool. And then the final release date, another game that's sooner than I was expecting. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection is launching on August 30th. Of course, that is also having a retail release. There's that big special edition. I think it's already sold out of pre-orders. I'm not a Turtles kid, but this collection looks awesome. I still want to play Shredder's Revenge because, couch co-op, 6 players, it's awesome. But this collection has like 15 games in it, which is insane. I think it has every like arcade and NES and SNES era and Game Boy game era Turtles game. So this is a huge collection from Konami. Awesome to see that coming. And then I'm curious to see how it does because Shredder's Revenge did so well. It's already sold over 1 million copies. I think the release timing is perfect. I think if they had waited a little bit longer, they might have squandered their own hype with Shredder's Revenge. But releasing it 2 months after Shredder's Revenge was such a good move. Or at least I think it's a good move. We'll see if it actually pans out for them. But then, as you know, we like to end with 2 things. Game updates. Or at least my game update for me personally. Nintendo Switch Sports. Of course, this is week 14. We have the classic collection here. Kind of that drippy bowling outfit, classy collection there. This is the last outfit before the updates start coming out, or the last collection. So this game was data mined back in April or May, and we knew all the cosmetics that were in the game. This is the last week of cosmetics that we knew about. And then I mentioned last week, Nintendo Japan announced a update that will add the leg shot for soccer and all that stuff. That should be coming out in English anytime soon. I'm excited to see what all the other cosmetics are when that gets data mined. I'm assuming that'll happen next week. So, yeah, if you've been keeping up with Switch Sports, week 14 is out. Make sure you get that grind on. It's going to be hard for me because I'm going to be distracted by Xenoblade, but it is what it is. And then finally, our Switch eShop top 5, just like kind of a fun little thing to check in on every week. So starting in at number 5, Stardew Valley, no different there. Portal Companion Cube Collection, Minecraft at number 3, Switch Sports at number 2, and then number 1, once again, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I am surprised to see this game popping back up there. I checked the website, because if you own the game digitally, you can't see the price, which I hate about the eShop. I'm assuming it was on sale following the game trial a few weeks back, but when I checked the website, it's not on sale right now, and it's still number 1, so I don't know what's going on with this game. I don't know if a big YouTuber played it or something, but this game's popping off right now. Number 1 on the charts, as well as Switch Sports there. I think Cuphead was in the top 5 last week, and then Stardew Valley kind of swapped places with it. So always fun to check in on the Switch eShop top 5 with you guys. So there you guys have it. That's going to wrap up this week's episode of Nintendo Wrap. Not a ton of big news. Of course, last week we had Kirby and Bayonetta, so like there was a lot to talk about. This week it's more so rumors and just numbers and stuff. So, of course, next week Xenoblade 3 releases. I'm not expecting any crazy news next week either. Maybe Mario Kart DLC, but at this point I think we're looking at an August release for that. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. Join my Discord, a link to that will be down below, and subscribe for more Nintendo news and coverage. So, thank you all so much for watching. Peace.